Hi there, wonderful awakening beings and spiritual souls. Jo Rose of JoRose.com, numerologist and energy forecaster. In this video, I'm going to be talking about something very current, the coronavirus, or more specifically, COVID-19. This video will use numerology, but I'll also be talking about energy and a greater understanding. Let's cast our minds back to the 31st of December 2019, when it was first announced the novel coronavirus was a virus that had started to infect and cause fatalities on a larger than normal scale. When I look at this date, 31st of December 2019, I see a 10-1 energy. Now, 1 is about new beginnings and fresh starts, but this often cannot happen until we've had some endings, some closures. The 10 is more powerful than the 1, and to catch it in one phrase, the 10 would mean independent entity with enormous potential that can bring completion of a cycle with wholeness. Now, when I feel that statement, I feel that it's time to awaken humanity. It has been going slowly, increasing regularly year on year, and as we hit the 2 millennium, where we move into the more feminine energy, the more peaceful energy, it's going to take something like this coronavirus to perhaps give us a deeper look into the spiritual aspects of ourselves. The coronavirus was first noted in Wuhan, in China. When I look at the numerology vibration of Wuhan in China, is the 22-4. The 22-4 is the master builder. And you might be thinking, well, this is crumbling us right now, but it's not really. The 22-4 is about turning dreams into reality. It's about taking the ideal and the physical, the material, and bringing it together for the bigger, better, greater of not just humanity, but for planet Earth and the universe. Wuhan was a place, or is a place, in China. When I look at the numerology for China, it's an 8 energy, and it's all about power. Now, China has become quite powerful with regards to the fact that it can produce so many things at a speed for a lower price. And is this fair on those that are putting in the work? I generally believe that this natural entity, this natural thing that is happening, is giving us the opportunity to wake up. We can look at power as in money or personal power, and it's learning how to use power for the greater good. Now, it was announced as the novel coronavirus until it got its name. Now, coronavirus is anything from colds to flus, SARS or SARS, MERS, etc. And if we bear that in mind and we think about a simple spot that comes up because perhaps we've eaten the wrong foods, we're stressed, drained, measles, chickenpox. Yes, it's a spot, but they've all got their own density and what's the words? Some are more powerful than others. The coronavirus is the overall aspect, but on February the 11th, 2020, and this day adds to an 8 energy, we had the name given as COVID-19. Now, 8 again is about power, karma, balancing the spiritual with the material, power, money, power, strength, power or personal power. When we start to awaken, we will realize that perhaps the systems that we've been working to no longer serve us. 2020 is a 4 energy, and it's all about structure, systems, stability, loyalty, and we need to come back to this. The 22-4, the 4 is there again of Wuhan, where it started. The power in China is a big influence place because it was highly populated and could spread so fast. In my video in February, while we were in the 6th energy, I talked about the previous month being the 5 energy and mentioned expect the unexpected. And this virus came from animals to humans, and then from China globally. The virus has no borders and boundaries, and this is what we need to start thinking about. This virus is global now, and it's causing us to unite and come together. The virus has no restrictions, and this is what we need to start thinking about. Love yourself, love your family, love your neighbors, love your friends, no matter what race they are. It's time to open up and see us all as beings, entities of wholeness and of one. COVID-19, when I look at the numerology of this and I add it together, comes to 369. It comes to 36, it adds to 36 and it reduces to 9. 369. Now let's go to Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla said, if you only knew the magnificence of the 3, 6 and 9, then you would have a key to the universe. The mathematical fingerprint of God shows this. If we could understand this. Tesla also said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency and vibration. Numbers were not man-made. They were not invented by man. Numbers have been there before. Just do your research and look back. Numbers have energy. They are whole within their own right, and all the numbers are playing a tune and tell us what this means. Just in what I've shared with you so far, let's look at the 369 from the numerology. When we think about the 3 number, 3 is about creation, creativity, self-expression, the divine spark, joy and optimism. The negative side, and now think about some of the symptoms and how people are feeling that have actually been infected by this virus. On the negative side of the 3, it's about mood swings, mania, drama, scattered, low self-esteem, low stamina and shallow. The 6 energy on the positive is about responsibility, nurture, unconditional love, empathy, family and community. Yet on the negative side, it's about worry, weak-willed, shallow, submissive, restless, easily stressed, intrusive. You know, with all the things that are going on in the media, it's not so much the virus that will be the issue. It's the mania that's taking place over food, toiletries, toilet rolls, etc. If we could just stop and carry on living as normal, then all the food, all the supplies we need will be there for us when we need them, want them on a weekly, regular basis. I just want to share something with you that I have here, just to put this into perspective. There's a post that I've seen going around, and how accurate the numbers are, I don't know. But it says here, one of the worst days so far at the point that this was written for the coronavirus was the 10th of February. On that day, 108 persons in China died of coronavirus. But on the same day, 26,283 people died of cancer. 24,641 people died of heart disease. 4,300 people died of diabetes. And on that day, suicide unfortunately took more lives than the virus did by 28 times. Moreover, mosquitoes kill 2,740 people every day. Humans kill 1,300 fellow humans every day, and snakes kill 137 people a day. When we put this into perspective, the deaths from the coronavirus are small in comparison. And in my March video, when I shared more about this, I said on the WHO website, World Health Organization, last year 5 million people suffered from severe influenza and 650,000 people died. Now, these statistics go on, and we could just say that this is all natural, it's a cold, it's nature sorting itself out. It will take the weaker ones, but we need to let go of the fear in order to progress and move forward through this. Let me go back to the 36 or the 369. The 9 in COVID-19, when we look at the positive, it's about forgiveness and compassion, enlightenment, release, transformation, contribution, selflessness, and about humanity. So we've gone from the individual in the 3 to the family in the 6 to humanity global in the 9. The negative of the 9 is it lacks concentration and focus, brings lethargy. Is that the word I want? It's cold, disconnected, impatient, unforgiving, and vindictive. The 9 energy is about making the world a better place. When we look at the 9 energy, it's about the philanthropist, the humanitarian, the environment, being charitable. At this time, we need to become charitable and caring. If you were living the life you were born to live, if you were loving yourself and loving those around you, loving what you did, then you would be less sick, your immune system would be stronger, and you'd be less likely to catch the coronavirus, or if you did, you'd have the strength and power to overcome it. Chances are, if you overcome it, you could be immune. We only have to think about the 50s and the 60s when there was measles parties. The sooner your child got it, the sooner it was done. Same with chickenpox. My mum shared with me earlier today that just after I was born and while she was pregnant with my brother, or pregnant with me, I can't remember which way around it was, that smallpox was a scare and everybody was worried about that and they were confined. So we've gone through many of these things: AIDS, Ebola, SARS, MERS. Back in 1917, when the Spanish flu started, it didn't take the lives that year, it took it next year. We're coming into warmer climates in the northern hemisphere where the majority of this is out there, and let's look at how we can, while we're getting stronger, deal with this. If it's going to come, stop panicking and just carry on living your life. This is what I want to say. When I look at the numbers missing from COVID-19, what is missing is a 2, and that's about teaching us to learn these energies. So the 2 is about support, cooperation, collaboration, harmonize, love us, and work on your relationships. So instead of panicking, as the media has you doing, start looking at your relationships, the one with yourself. How much do you love yourself? Every day, give yourself a hug. Tell yourself how wonderful you are. Start listing your successes and your achievements so that you can start to feel better about yourself. Give more compliments. Be kind to one another. The 5 is about being resourceful, creating freedom, experience, connection, fearlessness, and accepting change. The only consistent thing in the world is change. And so this virus has come along. And I look at this virus, as a wake-up call. We had the refugees a few years back, and while it affected many of us, it wasn't close enough to home, and these refugees are still dispersed around the globe, not living in a community that serves them. Like you and I, they had families and careers and homes, and they've now lost everything. We have global warming going on, and still it just seems too far away, too removed from us, that we're not taking note. But the coronavirus has gone from animal to man, country to country, and it does not care whether you are wealthy, as in Tom Hanks, or you are poor, as somebody that got it in the back street in China. It's about raising our vibration. It's about tuning into our frequency. It's about owning who we are and coming together. Let me move on. The 7 energy is about observation, insight, intuition. It's about the ideal, seeking and searching your truth, trust, faith, mindfulness. March is a 7 energy, and in my March video I suggested that perhaps the coronavirus was inviting us to self-isolate in the month where the energy is about isolation and alone. And when you look at the word alone, A-L-O-N-E, I sat looking at it, and I've made a little clip here that you can see. When I looked at alone and stared at it while I was alone, I realized that as I gradually broke it out, it became alone, and then it became all one. And when we can get out of our heads, get out of the material world, and realize that as we raise our vibration, it ripples out like the butterfly effect and affects everyone. So everything we do affects everyone. We are all one. And so it's not about going out there and saving the world. Yes, it is about saving yourself, but not from fear, but from love. You will survive this epidemic if you can go inside, connect to source energy, and start loving yourself. It's your life. L-Y-F-E. Love yourself first every day. The next number that's missing is this 8 energy. Powerful, significance, respect, confidence, balance, courage, the Midas touch. When you do what you love, you can create this energy. When you stop allowing the media and the system to take your power and own your power, you will become stronger, more courageous. You will start to be seen and heard. And this is what we're looking at with this missing 2, 5, 7 and 8. This is how we can overcome this. I mean, the 3, 6 and 9. The 3, I've just said, love your life. Express, not suppress. Shine bigger, bolder, brighter and better, because it's that energy. On the aircraft, they say put your oxygen mask on first. You've got to look after yourself, but not hoarding everything from the supermarkets. The 6 energy is about loving us. When you love us and not love someone, then you are raising up at least 2 at the same time. You are on path together. You understand there is something outside yourself. That's family, friends, colleagues, home, nature and the environment. Let's stop taking from planet Earth. Let's start sharing and giving. The 9 energy is about loving all. No judgment, no failure, only teachers and lessons. When I work with clients and I talk to them that there are no failures, something's gone wrong. Well, yes, that's one side of it. But in every negative, there's always a positive. Here's a question for you. If I was to give you 3 magic potions and I said to you, who will you save and why? Ask yourself right now, stop this video, who would you save and why? And I'll give you a few moments to think about this. Now, if you stop the video and you've come back, were you one of those 3? Did you value yourself enough to be one of those 3? Because you really needed to have started with you. But don't just save yourself because you think you've got to save yourself. Really use today, as you've listened to this video and looked at this, to now start living the life you were born to live. This is why I love numerology, because it really helps you know who you are. So you should have been one of those 3. And the other 3 need to be somebody that's thinking and feeling and awakening and understanding that now is the time for change. We cannot run any longer as we did in the last millennium. The last millennium was really about crushing. It was masculine. It was we sell, we don't buy. We're into relationships, we're into connection, we're in a feminine energy. Just look how a mother raises her cubs. This is the energy that we need to move forward. War solves nothing. All the money that we waste on war, all the money we waste to protect our borders and boundaries, and yet this coronavirus crosses it. Nature is stronger than humanity. We need to understand that we're a part of nature and to stop taking from it and start working with it. Nature can teach us so much. The coronavirus, or COVID-19, is a wake-up call. Tesla said, "Peace can only come as a natural consequence of universal enlightenment and merging of races, and we are still from this blissful realization." Tesla said that before he died on the 7th of January 1943. Come on, guys, let's stop judging people and let's start coming together. We've each got great things to give, and while we can't tolerate everything, that's okay. Focus on the things that you can. COVID-19 will whittle out the weak, the elderly, the frail, those with chronic illnesses, and those that are struggling with fear that causes them stress, which will weaken the immune system. The best way to overcome this virus is to build yourself up, grow in your own strength, grow from love, not fear. Move to love to grow and evolve. Love those around you, love your job, love your environment, love the self. Love is the strongest energy, the strongest vibration, and it will overcome everything. When you do this, it will bring you fulfillment and you'll begin to overflow and radiate out. Take time out to meditate, to go inside and ask what your inner guidance is there. We have 4 bodies: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. It's time to understand these 4 bodies. We are more than our 5 senses. When we can connect with source, we can take the spiritual element. We're a spirit having a human experience, but we are awakening to the fact of the power of the spirit. And when we can do that as a human, we can do so much more. Now, there are some people that will be placed in isolation, and you may know of people, if not yourself, placed in isolation. They're in isolation because they've possibly got the virus or that they are with a weaker immune system. Firstly, if you know anyone in isolation, reach out. There is a postcard picture going around by a viral company. See the picture here? Where you can offer your services. You don't have to physically touch or connect with these people. But if you've got a neighbor that is isolating, is there some shopping you can do, some medication you can pick up? Just post a letter or just give them a chat via Skype or phone call to let them know that they're not alone and that somebody is out there for them. We need to know if we've got anyone in our area that is struggling, because it would be terrible to think that they passed alone and it was days or weeks or months before we discovered anything. Often the elderly don't reach out, they don't want to be a responsibility. Just check in, work on your relationships, build up the connection. If you are in isolation, not because you're sick or poorly, use this time to clean up and clean out. If it's your time and you're going, how much garbage are you leaving behind? Look at your toiletries, use them up before you go buy off the shelf. Look at your food. Have you got tins and frozen food that you could be using before you take off the shelf? Declutter your home, tidy your space. Open the windows, get out in nature. Okay, if you can't walk with somebody, do it in your garden, but get out, touch the foliage, ground yourself, do some exercise, get better sleep. This is for all of us that I'm saying. It's time to build our immune systems so that we can fight this. We are stronger than this virus. The human mind is so powerful. We just need to learn to use it better than we have been using it in the last millennium. Prevention is not fear. So stop panic buying and taking all those toilet rolls, guys. My mum couldn't even get some tea bags the other day. Lighten up. Eat healthier, cut out sugars, alcohol and carbs. Eat more fresh fruit and veg. Eat less chemicals. While I'm not telling you to eat meat or not eat meat, if you're eating it, just bear in mind all the chemicals that are going into our food with pesticides and antibiotics. Hopefully this will make the farming industry look at less of the profit and more of about creating stronger, healthier lifestyle for the people using it. Be more social, and I'm talking about here if you're not in isolation, be more social. Put more fun in your life. Get involved in things that you love, hobbies, creativity. Get the paintbrush out. Maybe decorate your house. Learn floristry, gardening. Be creative. Right. What are the things that you've been putting off? Start doing them. It's time to sleep better. Your immune system will build stronger if you get better sleep. Stop staying up. We haven't got forever to live. Yes, we can live in different lifetimes, but just get that sleep so that your body can repair. Where most of us aren't getting enough sleep, that our bodies can only just walk through the food they eat and not cure some of the ailments that we have dormant lying inside us. Exercise, small steps, just increase it, but little every day soon builds up. I've been doing since the beginning of the year. Every week I increase my steps 100, and so since the beginning of the year I now have got 1100 steps a day more than I had when I started. So find a way to do this slowly and gradually. Small steps make a difference. The 4 energy of 2020 is all about small steps, and at the end of that you'll see a big growth. Be kind to one another. Be kind to yourself. Love yourself. It's the best thing that you can do for yourself and your family. I'm out enjoying the fresh air and nature right now. Get out there. Get the vitamin D on your skin. That will make a huge difference. I've already said use the isolation to clear things out. Stop postponing the things. If you're spend time in this alone time to work out if you're in the best relationship or how you can improve your relationship. If you're in the best job, how you can improve that or change the job. Stop waiting for one day. Stop waiting for your retirement. Stop waiting for tomorrow, and start living today. The present is a gift. If you want to survive the COVID-19, if you want to be stronger, then you need to change your mindset and your attitude. You need to hone into the frequency with source to feel the energy and vibrate. Go inside and know who you are. This 7-month is about doing just that. When you can use the energy of the universe and then the energy of your own personal year and your own personal month alongside with your own numerology, you'll realize that this really is like living in heaven. Now, I don't want to make it all fancy and fairy tale. It's not. We've got things like the coronavirus as a wake-up, shake-up call. We've not listened to the bombings and wars. We've not listened to the refugees. We've not listened to the climate change. But the weather doesn't stop. We've had flood after flood here in the UK. There have been bushfires in Australia. There have been tornadoes and everything everywhere going on. But it's taken the coronavirus to wake us up. Let's wake up now. 369. If you are a mathematician and if you can understand what Nikola Tesla was saying, perhaps you have the answer. The 3 things we study in school, art, science and commerce, they need to work together and not against. For years we weren't allowed to study art, or it's a minimal amount of art. Why? Because it's the art that works with the right side of the brain. The right side of the brain is the creative side of the brain. And the creative side is not necessarily about art and a paintbrush, but it's about solution solving and creation. When a cell dies in our body, it creates another cell. Just like the seasons go round one after the other, we need to find a better way of understanding ourselves. Remember, we are not just this physical body. We have got a physical, mental, emotional and spiritual element. And we're not just 5 senses. Just trust, use your intuition, use your animal instincts. Leave fear behind you and embrace the power that lies within. The coronavirus 369, the numbers also have 1 and 4 in there. And the 1 is about the uniqueness. Own your uniqueness. You were born an original, do not die a copy. The 4 is reminding us of the year that we're in. It's about structure, stability, safety, security, loyalty, planning. You want to be 3, that's not the answer. What you want to do is do what you love and love what you do. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it has made some sense to you that we can overcome this epidemic. We can overcome COVID-19. And maybe when we accept it's a gift as a wake-up call. Remember, NASA, or remember whether I've said this or not, NASA have taken photos of Wuhan and there is no pollution when it went in lockdown. Same in Italy, no pollution. Let's stop being such industrialization. Let's stop wanting so many material things and let's start experiencing life around us, life in our own countries, and perhaps life overseas if we can find a more climate, environmentally friendly way of traveling. The world is a big place to be explored, but it's also worth exploring what's right in front of you and what's inside you. You are more powerful than you know. So take the time out right now to go inside and expand. If you've liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. Do remember to subscribe and share. I would love to stay in touch with you and see how you are coping and getting on with this. And if you've got numerology questions, I'd love to answer them. I create regular videos and all I want to do is raise the vibration, raise love, because remember, it's your life. LYFE, love yourself first every day. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in my next video.